What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% NUFC, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Newcastle, we've gone down to Tottenham and beaten them at their own backyard, at that new ground, 1-0. Now we're talking at 1:45 in the morning. I do apologise that I'm getting out this review late. It's because I have been working, unfortunately. I've got to work for a living. But you know what? I can't believe that we've actually gone there and got 3 points. Like, I didn't give these lads any hope going into this match because, you know, we'll come off the back of a 3-1 defeat against Norwich. You know, there was no shape, there was nothing going forward, and we just looked absolutely disgraceful on that pitch. And I wasn't expecting, you know, much from this game either. And I can't even believe I'm saying that, you know, we actually won the first game of the season at the new White Hart Lane of all places, you know, their new ground. And, you know, for us to become the first club to win at the new White Hart Lane, I am so proud as a Newcastle United fan. Obviously, they don't want that on their record, that Newcastle have become the first club, but somebody had to win eventually, and we've done that. And, you know, we've only won 1-0, but you know what? I'll take a 1-0 win, you know, away to Tottenham Hotspur, because we're not going to get many, you know, results away from home, and Newcastle don't do, you know, big away wins. And when we do, we always seem to turn up against the so-called bigger opposition. Now, obviously, going into the game, I heavily back Spurs, you know, for the 3 points, because, you know, they're a better side than us. But today, they didn't have their shooting boots on, and we did. And yes, we didn't have much of the ball in the game, but when we did, we made the most of it. You know, the football is a game of, you know, making the most of what you get. In Tottenham had all of the ball. You can have all of the ball, but if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, then you don't win the game. And that's something that we did. And, you know, Tottenham, yes, they did dominate for large periods of the game, which is what you expect, you know, creating all of the opportunities, having all of the possession. But at the end of the day, we do what we always do. You know, we pack out, you know, the back five, if you like, because we play the wing-back system, and we frustrated Spurs for, you know, large periods of the game, and that's what we are built to do. Something that we didn't do against Norwich City away last week, and we've done that today. And, you know, we made the likes of Harry Kane and people like that look average. And, you know, I kind of believe a gutsy performance that we went down to Tottenham and put in the shift that we did. Yes, we did ride our luck a little bit, and Spurs did have a lot of gilt-edged opportunities, which, you know, they were supposed to put away. But at the end of the day, who cares? You know, we've got the 3 points, and it's something now that we can build on, you know, going into the Leicester game in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday, you know, which is going to be a huge game in itself with the likes of Perez coming up. But, you know, if we'd not got any points today down at White Hart Lane, then, you know, it's not the be-all end-all, because that's not the club that we're expected to beat. You know, we're going to be judged against the likes of Watford next week, Burnley and teams like that. And, you know, having, you know, Watford, you know, next Saturday, next Premier League game with 3 points already, we can build on that. You know, they're a club who, you know, have lost their first 3 games, and, you know, if we can go into that game full of confidence that, you know, we are at home, and we can frustrate them even more. But at the end of the day, that was brilliant. Like, you know, who expected, you know, us to go down there and put in the shift that we did? And like I said before, you know, it's testament to Steve Bruce, it's testament to his backroom staff for the way in which, you know, he kept, you know, the same formation, which, you know, I don't agree with, but this time we actually kept with shape, which is something I was wanting to see from, you know, the game. I was expecting, you know, I wasn't expecting the result. If you look back in the preview, I said, if we go down there and put in a shift and be better than what we were against Norwich, then I'm happy with it. You know, if we can get a point, it's something we can build on, great. But to get all 3, unfucking believable, Jeff. Like, the Premier League, that's why it's the best league in the world, because it's so unpredictable, and anybody can win on the day. And, you know, we've made Tottenham look very average in this game. Tottenham fans can say what they want, but, you know, they are a good club in that. But, you know, they've had an off day, and the managers obviously went and said that after the match at the press conference. Obviously, I've watched the highlights, so the first half, let's look at the team. Obviously, there's going to be no graphics in this video, so I do apologise, as we've got the Leicester game coming up on Tuesday, so there will be graphics on that, so don't worry about that. So I do apologise about this video. So first off, you know, again, you know, it was all Tottenham, but in the first 15 minutes, I think we frustrated Tottenham for large periods. There was a couple of changes that Steve Bruce made, and that was dropping Jonjo Shelvey and Key for Alex Saint-Maximin and Sean Longstaff, which I think at the time I wasn't too sure. Like, Sean Longstaff, yes, but Key Sung-young, you know, he didn't play very well. But Shelvey, though, you know, scoring that reply, you know, against Watford, against Norwich, should I say? I'm a little bit tired, but anyway, it seemed to have worked. But Saint-Maximin, you know, was causing some problems. Picked up his injury, unfortunately, after 15 minutes. You know, he literally just got back from an injury. You know, the lads look at the minute, it just isn't there. and yeah, he went off, and I thought, you know, all our hard work in the first 15 minutes is going to count for nothing. We're going to crumble because he's our sort of, you know, deadly force going forward. And obviously I wish him a speedy recovery. Atu came on, and he proved the difference. It's not many times I say that. And he set up the goal for us to take the lead on 27 minutes. So he picked up the ball, he basically threaded it through, you know, picking out Joe Linton inside the penalty box, splitting Tottenham's defence, and he took a touch and slotted it past Hugo Lloris into the bottom left-hand corner, making it 1-0 to the tune. And you know, Tottenham had a good opportunity, you know, to sort of get back into the game. You know, was it a penalty towards half-time for Son? I'm not too sure about that, if I'm honest with you. You give it, then you don't give it, but, you know, it went in our favour. Then going into half-time, you know, we're 1-0 up, and then going into the second half, you know, Tottenham had all of the ball. It's all about sort of, you know, weathering the storm, and that's what we'll have to do. You know, we've got the lead. The best we can do is to make sure that we keep a hold of the ball and don't make any silly errors. And Tottenham did, you know, get in a lot of the time, which is what they're expected to do. And they had some gilt-edged opportunities. The first one, you know, was it a penalty? VAR, you know, did check it, but obviously it went in our favour. You know, VAR, it's going to be for you and go against you. It's one of them things over the season, and I'm sure, you know, we'll get our fair share of good and bad decisions. And, you know, for us, it went for us, which is fantastic. Got on with the game, you know, created a couple of opportunities. I did forget to mention Sean Longstaff had a gilt-edged opportunity in the first half, and he skied it wide when really... No, sorry, Hugo Lloris saved it for a corner. Good effort. But, yeah, there was also a chance by Lucas Moura in the 90th minute, or very close to the 90th minute, judging by the highlights, and he obviously skied at him. Now how he's put that wide. I mean, to be fair, Tottenham, you know, should have got back into the game. Overall, yes, Tottenham probably deserved an equaliser on the day, but at the end of the day, we stuck in there and got, you know, a very, very welcome 3 points, and that puts us 19th in the league. Keeps with the same results did go against it, but at the end of the day, we've got 3 points, and it's absolutely huge. And the fans who went down there deserve it, because, you know, it's a long way to go, and for us to be the first club, you know, to get the win down at White Hart Lane is fantastic. And I hope all the fans who went down there for the stadium experience enjoyed that trip. It's a shame that I couldn't make it due to work commitments, but I'm sure I'll try and get there next season, unless we get, you know, them in the cup, something like that, but I doubt it. But I'm honestly over the moon. You know, Steve Bruce, yes, he'll be shutting up some of the haters like me, but that's just one game. You know, it's one game we can build on. Going into the Leicester game, it gives us confidence. Whether or not he picks a strong side against Leicester, that remains to be seen. But Watford, we've got the, you know, the home advantage. Just go for it. You've got a chance to try and get, you know, 6 points on the board, you know, after 4 games, and obviously we'll wait and see. But it's just great for Joe Linton, you know, getting his first Premier League goal for the club. Hopefully now he can build on that. He can use that to his advantage, and, you know, we can, you know, kick on now. And yes, it is going to take a long time for the players to gel, because a lot of them are unproven, but they've proved it today that, you know, they can, you know, get 3 points, and that they can, you know, put up a great display, you know, for the fans. And yeah, I do apologise about the non-graphics on the video. Like I've said, it's just been like one of them nights where, you know, it's had to delay the actual review because of work and things like that. So work does come first. But, you know, unbelievable. And yeah, I'm absolutely shattered now, walking back home. But hey, you know what? Thank you so much for watching. Who was your man of the match today? Did you go down the game? Let us know down below in the comments. I'm sorry it's a little bit dark. But unbelievable. You know, can't expect any more of the lads. As I've always said before, we demand a team that tries. That's all we expect. If the lads give the effort on the pitch, you know, that's brilliant. But if they don't, obviously the fans will come down hard on them, like we did, you know, against Norwich City down at Carrow Road. So that was a much better performance, and that's the Newcastle, you know, that I want to see. This is the Newcastle that I love. And as I've said before, you know, last week was an embarrassment, but we've turned it around today. Hopefully we can try and get a result against Leicester, but I'll talk about that in the preview on Tuesday. But if you are new to my channel, don't forget to go along and subscribe. I am trying to get to 2,200 subscribers. I am 5 away, so if you can go and hit that subscribe button, it's free. Follow us on social media, and I'll see you all later. Okay.